Today, I'm going to be talking about hotkeys for Mac. There was another webinar for Windows, so if you have a Windows computer, check the other webinar out. It is made available on our YouTube. So let's begin. What is a hotkey / keyboard shortcut? A hotkey, also referred as a keyboard shortcut, triggers an action by typing specific keys on the keyboard. So I'll be explaining some keyboard shortcuts that are most used, and I'll be explaining how you can use them. Okay. So first of all, any shortcut is used with the command feature. So whether you want to copy or select, you always have to use your command key over here, which is located on the bottom left right here. So the first shortcut that I'm going to be talking about is copying. Copying is very often used. It's actually one of the most used ones today. How you do that is you press Command and C at the same time. But first you have to select the piece of information that you want to copy, and then you press Command C. The information will be copied, and then you can paste it onto another document later on. Now, how do we paste? To paste, you press Command V, and the information will just print right onto the document. This is easier than retyping the work. Next, we have selecting. Selecting is when you highlight everything on the web page or your document. So you'd press Command A and everything will highlight, so you don't have to retype it, and it's just way easier if you want everything selected. Next is cutting. Cutting is Command X, and what it does is it copies the information, but it also cuts it. So when I talked about copying earlier, you just select it, you press Command C, and the information stays there, but it's copied as well. For this, when you highlight a certain part of it, and then you press Command X, the writing will disappear, but it will be saved. So then you can press Command V and it'll paste. This is just easier if you want it to be deleted as well. Next, we're going to talk about Command S, which is saving. For this, you do not have to highlight or select anything. You just press Command S and your document will be saved. Next is undo. The undo feature is also the back arrow that you often see on docs, Microsoft Word, slides, etc. Pressing Command Z undoes your action. So you can press that as many times as you'd like, and it'll continue undoing until you stop pressing Command Z. Next is printing. Command P prints the document or the website that you are at. Let's say you are on your Google Doc and you want to print the document. You just press Command P and it'll show you the print screen. Next is opening and closing a tab. To open a new window, not a new tab, a new window, you want to press Command N. And to close the document window, you would press Command W. Force quit. This is a combination of 3 keys that are used where when you select them, the application shuts down. Even if your Mac is frozen, it'll still shut down. And that's why it's one of the best features, because regardless, it'll always work. So you press Command, Option, and Escape at the top left corner. The next one is switching windows. When you press Command and Tab, you will switch windows between the tabs that are open on your web browser. Find. So find, you press Command F. And find is a great tool, and it's actually one of my favorites. I use it pretty often. And if you're writing a document or you are on a website and you want to find a specific word or phrase, you would press Command F, a little typing bar will come up, you type the word or phrase, and then it will find that for you, which is really cool, and it saves you a lot of time. I'll just jump to the section where the word is, and it's way easier. Next is locking your computer. When you're leaving, if you need to go to the bathroom really quickly or get a drink, instead of just shutting off your computer, you just press Command Control Q. This locks your computer so no one else is able to access your computer unless they know the password while you're gone. So it's a safety feature. Next is to log out. To log out, you want to press Command Shift Q. Next is the Spotlight search. Spotlight search, when it opens up, you can type in what you need to find in your apps, and how you access that is you press Command Space. Next is the Finder. This is not Find that I talked about earlier. This is to open a document or file on your file search. So you press Command, Option, Space. Next, I want to talk about web browser shortcuts. These web browser shortcuts can be used on many web browsers like Microsoft Edge, Firefox, Chrome, Internet Explorer if you still use that. And these work for both Mac and Windows. However, the difference is if you have a Mac computer, you need to press Control instead of Command, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to talk about Mac. So to refresh the page on your web browser, you're going to press Command R. It'll refresh the page, and the newest updated version will just come up. Next is opening new windows and tabs. Command N opens a new window of the browser that you're at. So if you're using Chrome and you have 3 tabs open, then you press Command N, it'll open another browser. Command T, however, opens another tab in the same window that you have. So if you have 3 tabs already open, you press Command T and you'll get a 4th tab. Zooming in or out. If something is too small or too large, you want to get a different view on the website, then you want to press Command plus to zoom in, Command minus to zoom out. Switching tabs. To do this, you would have to press Command, Option, and either the right or the left arrow. As you can see in this photo over here, you can see you're trying to switch from Google to Cyber Senior's dashboard. In that case, you'd press Command, Option, and you'd press the right arrow. Opening and close tab. If you accidentally exited a tab and you want to reopen it, you'd have to press Command, Shift, and T. It opens the tab right back up. Next is creating a bookmark. A bookmark is a saved site, so you can go back to it later. What you have to do to create a bookmark is press Command D. That saves the website, and then there's a different section on your web browser that you can go to access all your bookmarks. Common writing keyboard shortcuts. These are the common ones that are used for Microsoft Word, and they actually also work for Google Docs. So to bold, underline, or italicize your text, you have to do different commands for each one. But to bold it, you have to press you have to press Command B to make your text bold. To underline it, you'd have to press Command U, And to italicize it, you'd have to press Command I. It's actually very easy to remember because if you want to bold it, you just do Command B, the first letter of each word. It's very useful in that way. Left and right aligning. If you want to align your text, whether it's to the left side of the page or the right side of the page, you can press Command L to go to the left side or Command Shift L. They both do the same thing. And to align your writing to the right side, you want to press Command R or Command Shift R. Again, both work the same way, whether you press Command R or Command Shift R. Centering. So to align your paragraphs in the center, you want to press Command E or Command Shift E. Now, to justify aligning your paragraphs, you want to press Command J or Command Shift J. Again, as I said earlier, Command J works just as well as Command Shift J. Hyperlink. A hyperlink is a reference to a website that you can access by clicking on it. To create the hyperlink, you have to press Command K. Then you'll get a little bar and you'd have to input the website, so you can copy and paste the website like Control C as I talked about earlier, Command C as I talked about earlier. You would type that in the little box that shows up and then you would get a hyperlink. And it's kind of like this photo over here. You just click here and you go right to the website. These are many of the shortcuts that are used on Macs, the most popular ones. If you're interested in learning more shortcuts, here's a website to go to, and it has many more shortcuts, as you can see. And now I'm going to hand it over to, I think, Aiden, who's going to be doing a live demonstration of how to make your own keyboard shortcuts.
How's it going, everyone? Thank you, Sophia, for the presentation. So like she was saying, now I'm just going to go over a quick little demo of how to make your own keyboard shortcuts, how to change shortcuts, how to kind of do stuff like that. So I'm just going to share my screen. Awesome. And can everyone can see my screen? Yep. Akash is giving me a thumbs up. Okay, perfect. So the first thing that we're going to do is, if you want to change your shortcuts, my mouse is a little bit bigger here, so hopefully everyone can see it. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go and click the Apple icon at the top left of our computer screen. So when you give that a click, you're going to get this drop-down menu that comes down. It says a bunch of stuff. It says About Mac, various options. We just want to go into System Preferences and click on System Preferences. And then this whole screen here should pop up for us. Or, well, actually, this whole screen, sorry about that. This whole screen right here should pop up for us. And this screen is just like, it's kind of like settings. It's changing the system preferences and things that we like about our Mac. But we're trying to create new shortcuts. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down here to the keyboard, this keyboard icon right here. We're going to give that a click. And this screen right here will come up. And this screen here, it has the keyboard setting that has like sensitivity and stuff like that. It has text settings, input settings. But for right now, we want to click on the shortcut settings. And that's going to bring us to this new screen here. And this new screen here has information about various shortcuts that we already have on our computer. Various like services, things that it allows us to do with our keyboard. But for creating shortcuts, we're going to want to click App Shortcuts right here. And we'll see it kind of brings us to this menu that if I had any custom shortcuts that I had created, they would all be shown here in this black box. But for right now, I don't have any created, so we're going to go ahead and do that. So what we want to do is, for today, I'm just going to change the print shortcut. So normally, as Sophia was talking about it, it's Command P on Mac, and that brings up the shortcut. It's nice and easy to remember. P for print, pretty simple, but just for today, just to show how it's done, I'm just going to change that setting. And I'm only going to change it on one app. So when you click this little plus icon, it brings up this screen right here that lets you change shortcuts for the entire Mac. If you have like, if you, for all applications, you want to change your shortcuts, or if maybe there's just like one app that it's easier if you change a shortcut just for that application, you can also do that. So you can see we're on all applications now, but when I click down the drop down menu, you can see there's all the apps that are on my computer. So if I wanted to change all of them, I could leave it at all applications. If I wanted to change just one, then I would click on one specific one and it would only change for that. So for right now, let's do, what's a good one to do? We'll change our printing on Microsoft Word. So if I only want Microsoft Word shortcuts to be changed, I'm going to click on Microsoft Word, and you can see now I'm starting to create a new shortcut only for Microsoft Word. And then from there, it's important that when we're making our own shortcuts, the word, when I type in the word here on menu title for what I want it to be, it's important that that matches exactly what is written when I'm on Word. So that's a little bit confusing, but I'll kind of show what I mean. So really, if I just do print, it won't work, because when I go into Word, and you can see all my Word documents. When I go on to Word and I go into a document, you can see them when I click the File button and I go down to Print. See how this Print button has an ellipsis on the end of it, has the 3 little dots, and you can see the shortcut next to it says Command P. That little like clover icon is the command icon. So it has Command P and then Print with an ellipsis next to it. So if I, in the menu title for creating my own shortcut, only wrote Print and I didn't put that ellipsis on the end, then it wouldn't work for when I changed my shortcut. So it's really, really important that when you are changing shortcuts, that you add whatever it is. If there's an ellipsis on the end, or maybe there's like a period or a bracket or something like that, if you're trying to change the shortcuts, it has to match exactly what it says in the original document or application or whatever you're using. So I'm just going to go back. Nope, it's wrong thing. I'm just going to go back to the file, and you can see I have print. So I saw in Word that I needed that ellipsis on the end. So I'm just going to put the ellipsis right there. It's just going to redo that. So yeah, click, go down to Microsoft Word, and then I'm going to go print, and then put the ellipsis at the end of print to make sure it matches the exact wording as Microsoft Word. And then from there, I'm change the shortcut, and I can change it. It doesn't matter what I can change it to. You don't want to change it to something that you already have a shortcut for. So I'll change it to Command Option, and then I'll click bracket, and you can see then the command symbol shows up first, or the option symbol shows up first, then the command symbol, and then the bracket. And then that's going to be my new shortcut. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click add. And you can see now right here, when I'm at app shortcuts, it says Microsoft Word, says the print with the ellipsis that matches it on Microsoft Word, and then has my new shortcut right here. So if I go into Word, I can go Command Option bracket, and now my print comes up. And you can even see where before, if I exit out of this, before when the print had the Command P next to it, now it has my unique shortcut next to it that I've created for it. So again, I'll just go over it quickly. I'm just going to exit out of this. To change them, you click the Apple icon, then you click System Preferences. It should bring you to this screen right here. You click the keyboard, go to Shortcuts, down to App Shortcuts, and then if I wanted to create one, I would click this plus icon. But I think that the Command P works fine. I don't really want to change it right now. So to get rid of them, you click this minus icon right here. So you can see I click the minus icon, get rid of it. And now when I go into Word and I pull up a document, you can see that it's back to the original shortcut that it was at before. So, and then if I click Command P, my printing comes up. So yeah, and you could do that if you wanted to create your own shortcut, like if you wanted to do renaming a document, which, you know, maybe you had to go into Microsoft and click a rename word. You can also put the word rename in if there isn't normally like a shortcut, or for any unique shortcut you wanted to do. But you have to go into whatever your application is, find the exact wording of it, make sure you're clicking the exact wording when you are creating your shortcut, and then put in a shortcut command that is different from ones that are already present.